When you think of an extremely underpowered weapon in Terraria, you probably think of the Copper Short Sword. This weapon's extremely low damage and tiny range make it basically useless for fighting all but the most basic of enemies. But it's not the worst weapon in Terraria, far from it. In fact, the ability for it to pivot, added in 1.4, makes it and other short swords actually somewhat usable. In fact, I'd say that a far worse weapon would be this, our friend the Paper Airplane. Its status as a terrible weapon is well known, mostly due to its rarity and terrible stats. First, it has the slowest velocity of any ranged weapon in Terraria. The slowest you can fire a bow is at 9.1 velocity, which is a wooden bow with wooden arrows. The Paper Airplane fires at a piddly 5 velocity. In human units, that's just 41 kilometers an hour, or 25.5 miles per hour. It's also affected very strongly by the wind, which to be fair makes it stay aloft much better than wooden arrows. In fact, they'll even stay aloft without any wind. However, if there is any breeze, it will screw up your aiming and send your airplanes careening into the wrong direction. Its low stats of 4 damage and 2 knockback aren't enough to deal more than 1 damage to most enemies, and a knockback isn't enough to stall any enemies either. It's also extremely rare to obtain with a 1.39% chance to obtain from windy balloon slimes, and you only get 2 to 5 of them. Yeah. At least these consumables are infinitely recoverable, so you only need a few hundred of them to fight indefinitely. So, given that this weapon is so bad, can you do anything with it? Well, since no bosses other than the Moon Lord have the ability to heal, chipping them for 2 damage per shot is perfectly viable if you have the patience of a statue. This of course doesn't apply to bosses that are time-gated like the Eye of Cthulhu or mechanical bosses, though you could fight them on a Get Fixed Boy seed where it's indefinitely night. Using Frost Armor can also proc Frostbite with these weapons, since hey, they are ranged weapons. That'll give you an easy 25 DPS, which basically doubles the actual damage of the weapon. After all we've talked about, is it the worst though? No, you read the title. It's only Terraria's second worst weapon. Some of you can predictably guess what the worst weapon will be. Yeah, it's the Lawnmower. No range, flat unboostable 8 damage, it also only inflicts damage when you're in motion. Terrible. And the only other thing it can do is make your grass ugly. Truly a failure. Hello, if you're part of the 82% of my audience who isn't subscribed, I ask you to subscribe. Either way, thank you for watching and good day and goodbye.